TR6060 Tremec gearbox out of a what they call here a Holden Commodore SS. So it's like a V8 LS, I think LS2 or LS1 Commodore, and it's basically specific to it, 10310. And what that means is I think most of it is the right sort of size and whatnot to fit into our cars, and it's got the right input shaft. So specifically they have models where this actual spline only goes halfway, up to halfway, and then it's just like blank, which won't suit our craft. So yeah, you got to get the right type with the full spline. For a TR6060, obviously a T56 will also suit. This one didn't come with a shifter, so I can obviously buy something that will sort of bolt in here and run out to about here, and maybe custom sort of sit about here, I think, which will suit the car. This is the Billet Flywheel that came with the kit that I bought from Castlemaine Rod Shop. It's a pretty nice item. It is heavier than the stock one though, which was interesting to me. It came with, I think that's a spacer for the hydraulic slave, and then the Mantis Clutch Kit, which is really with a really cool box, by the way. And this is a twin plate Mantic kit. There's a slave and all the little bits and bots that are needed, there's bolts, but there's a bell housing as well in the car already. So this is the pressure plate, and then as you can see there's the ceramic button, and then the other one underneath it here. Get my bloody hand there. So hopefully that will hold a decent amount of power. What does make me a little bit nervous is the fact that it mentions something about 7,000 RPM here, which I forgot. Can't find where it is now, shit. Anyway, yeah, there's somewhere along the lines here where it says, there you go. It goes blah, 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 7,000 RPM and only, well, shit. A 2JZ typically does rev a lot more than that, but let's see, I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. They give you this thing to center the stuff, right? So, I'll show you underneath the car. So, just quickly to show you, this is a Castlemaine bell housing that they cast, and I think in order to fit the bell house or even the gearbox itself, you need to modify the tunnel. And by modify, obviously you can choose to cut and like weld, or you can probably just hit it with a hammer. So obviously I've just been hitting with a hammer. So I had to even fit this, before I could even fit this, I had to just basically clearance all of this area with a mallet, with a hammer, for it to fit on. And I'm obviously going to just double check that everything's perfect when I actually finish the entire thing, and make sure there's dowels and everything so that the gearbox is straight. This also came with the kit, the Spigot bush or whatever they call it. It's not actually a bearing like the ones that I'm used to. So yeah, I've got to continue now to, I guess, clearance this whole area to fit the actual TR6060. So it's gonna be a bit of work, given that I'm lying on my back here with not much leverage to hit with. So let's see how this all goes. I want to sort of obviously sit the gearbox up here with the jack, and then see what I need to do in terms of what's going to fit and what's not. Anyway, so yeah. All right, no hoist, no problem. Got the ratchet strap tied around the gearbox to make it somewhat stable. Less chances of rolling off and killing me. I've cut off some unnecessary tabs which were on here. So there's one there. So it'll give me some extra room. I've gone ahead and somewhat beat the tunnel a bit more, so it doesn't look pretty, but I'll fix it up later. Hopefully I'll be able to work out how much more I need to clearance the tunnel. Let's go. was the most frustrating and unsuccessful thing I've ever done. So, I gotta try again. Fuck. My brother driving the ISF. Huh? Crack. Nice. As you can see here, so that's the bell housing, and right where the gearbox mates to the bell housing, you need to try to really clearance the area around the tunnel. There's not much, as you can see, it's already hitting there. This is with me and my brother already hitting the tunnel quite a bit. As you can see on this side as well, when it focuses, that yeah, it still needs quite a bit of hammering to try to get some room, because I mean, obviously, even if you just get enough room to fit the thing on here, you need to be able to actually get to the bolts, and that is almost impossible. I mean, look at the space that you have there to try to get the bolt on. It's a bit ridiculous. So, and then so the front area obviously needs a lot of hammering to do. And then down here as well, where, yeah, so around here too, I'm just thinking about maybe doing away with this stuff here, and then just like hammering or cutting all this off, and then using a straight bar to mount across the entire midsection here, and bolt to these strong structural parts of the car over there. So then doing away with this bullshit here. We're just touching there, as you can see, and then just touching over this side as well. Oh, it's not touching, but there's not much room up in there. So let's see how we go with this. It's a real pain in the ass job, FYI. If it was easy to build an R154, I would have done that. All right. That was a bit more successful. Managed to mark off where I need to try to clearance some more. So let's get it. Alright, so looks like I finally got the gearbox in place, and I've managed to I think clearance enough tunnel to have it sitting in. I tilted the motor back a little bit as well, just to get some more room, but I haven't put it in fully, obviously. I haven't put it in fully, but
because the input spline, I have like some tape covering it just to protect it, but by the looks of it, I have space to get to some of these bolts. Jesus Christ, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but the gearbox is up in place and not, you're gonna have to excuse me because I'm gonna turn the GoPro around and stuff, but so yeah, so it looks like got enough space to get that in there. I don't know how the hell, you know, you'd get the bolt in, but fuck, I mean, it's tight. And then on this side, it's pretty good as well, I think, by the looks of it. Hope you can see. So it's in place and looking okay. So yeah, so it looks like I finally got the gearbox up in place in the tunnel here. It looks like it can't go any higher because it's physically touching the top of the tunnel. When I went to go ahead and actually clearance the whole tunnel space and area, people on the forums and Facebook or whatever were saying that you could just bash the tunnel with a hammer. And so maybe they're telling the truth, or maybe they had someone do it for them and they don't really know exactly what occurred. But as far as my circumstance, even with a 900 gram hammer and I was smashing the hell out of it, I mean, I think I was hitting it very hard. The tunnel, like the sheet metal like this, obviously, I would hit the crap out of it, and this bit here would dent in heaps. And then when I went to hit this side, this side would go in and pull the other side out back again, and it was just like a ridiculous game of cat and mouse, I don't know. It was just ridiculous. I couldn't seem to get the whole thing to expand. And I'm thinking, if there's only this much sheet metal, you can only probably pull it up like a tiny bit, but it's going to get to a point where it can't stretch anymore. And so what I did was I got like a die grinder and I just cut a slit down the metal. And of course now it's way bigger, but one thing I didn't think about was there's only one layer of metal between the tunnel outside under the car and then the inside of the car. So when I did that cut, I screwed up, and when I hit it with a hammer, it went right through. And so basically, if I poke my finger up, I can feel the sound deadening that I've put on the car on the inside. Yeah, so the exposed little hole that I have after I bash the tunnel is like deep in there, right at the back, probably where the heater matrix is, or heater core rather. I'm gonna have to address whether or not I put some sheet metal underneath, or I think underneath would be silly because then I'm running out of space again. So maybe I'll get the box all up in place and obviously get it running, and then pull the whole dashboard carpet and everything out of the car, and then maybe get some sheet metal and weld it on the top, on the inside. It doesn't matter. I think there's always a way forward. So the gearbox has seemingly enough clearance now to be fitted. So I'm going to try and bolt everything up, and then, you know, measure up a drive shaft and get that custom made. And then hopefully can drive this car real soon. Oh, I didn't think I was going to make that. Oh no, spoke too soon. I don't know where my wheels are at.